Hi Capricorns, and welcome to your March 2022 General Tarot Forecast. This is Sky coming on to talk to you about your month ahead of March. Thank you so much for being here, Capricorns. I hope you're all doing really well. I am filming this at the end of February, and the world is a little bit crazy right now, so I've been having to move pretty quickly through these readings as we are all kind of having to look at our own lives and make sure that we are in a good state of preparation. So I appreciate all of you for being here, and we will be talking for a few minutes here on YouTube about this month for you, just for you, and then I'll do an extended reading on Patreon. Okay, Capricorns, intuitive messages. The battle seems to almost be over. I mean, I feel like you're in a battle here. There's the Tower, the Eight of Swords, the Five of Cups, the Two of Swords. These cards have been coming up for a lot of people this month, and it seems like we are in a bit of a collective battle. It's like there's a lot of crazy things happening in the world, and I feel obviously if it's happening externally, to some degree it's happening internally. So we have a state of battle or a state of conflict within that we are having to sort out during this time as well. I would take all the time that you can in the month of March, Capricorns, to understand what you don't like about the current experience and put a deadline on that stuff. Okay, I know as a Capricorn that by November 2022, it's done. I don't have to do that ever again. I know as a Capricorn that July 2022, I will already be, pretty much done with this current gauntlet that I've been caught in for a long time. There's something of a gauntlet, I feel, and you've already finished most of it. I feel like 2021 was really the hardest part, and even here during the winter of 2022, you are still in that. But we should start to see a firm resolution on this gauntlet, and things should start to get a lot easier. I think for some of you, it might all start in your planner or in your daily routine, okay? I've been talking for a lot of the signs about how there's a tightness or how there's a kind of imposing feeling about what we've involved ourselves in. Once upon a time, we thought, okay, this is a great pursuit of freedom and security for me, but now that which was once a sort of peaceful and securing force in our lives can now turn against us and feel like it's imposing on us. So this is definitely a time in March 2022 where something that was once good is now a negative force, and something that was once perceived as bad can actually be a positive growth for us. I feel that you are having to term it up. And I think March 1st, okay, very beginning of March, and we're right here, probably when this video is coming to you, it's like the daily routine has to totally change, or the way that we wake up in the morning and the things that we do has to calm down or tranquilize itself so that we can actually face what we have to step up to here. Because procrastination in Year of the Tiger is absolutely a threat. Okay, it's I feel that most people in Year of the Tiger have to methodically move at a quick pace. Okay, so any bit of procrastination, any bit of putting stuff off can lead us into a dangerous and potentially collapse-oriented situation. So we have to make sure that we are enjoying what we do, right? Procrastination can be a sign that we don't really like what we're doing, or if we don't want to be somewhere, if we don't want to show up for it. I mean, there's a period of time where that can be normal, but at a certain point, it does start to show that this is not really where we're meant to be, or this is not really for us if we don't want to be there, if we don't want to show up for it, if we don't wake up in the morning knowing that it's right for us, okay? So I would look at anything that you're procrastinating, I would look at anything that you're putting off, and I would see it for the threat that it is in your experience. Okay, Capricorns, that was a pretty harsh assertion that I've made there, but I would look at what you're procrastinating and I would see it as the threat it is in your experience, okay? Yeah, moment of silence there. And I would also see what it's given you and, how it has materially and physically supported you. And I would understand the truth of that, whether it has given as much as you think, or whether you're even, downsizing or downstating the amount that it's given you. So we have to basically get very good at, comprehending the value of something in our lives. Okay, North Node in Taurus, right? We have to not inflate or falsely evaluate something it might not be giving you as much as you think it is. It might not be what we think. Okay, we're in Pisces season, right? We're in a North Node in Taurus. We can kind of place too high of a value. It's very possible to try to, for example, sell a house and set way too high of a price on it, or even to try to purchase something that is way overpriced during this time. As a Capricorn, that's another intuitive message that I'm getting for you with the Tower and the Eight of Swords and the Hermit. It's watch out for spending too much or paying too much for something. That's very possible during this time, or just not properly evaluating something. We want to maybe get a lot of second opinions from other people about the value of something, especially if you need to make a large purchase, as it is a good time in March and April of 2022 to make a large purchase if we need to do that. We're in all planets direct. There's no retrogrades. So it's a positive time to create a new business for some people, to purchase a new home, to do these monumental things during all planets direct is timely. But there's a possibility of it being inflated or it being also, kind of over the top as well. Last intuitive message, Capricorns, creativity and basically networks. Creativity and networks are going to be what take you out of these confinements. Three of Cups and Knight of Wands. It's creative progress and actually other people's assistance or the approval of other people is going to be a big help for you now. So having support from others, having a sense of community, having a sense of creativity within that space will be more valuable to you than being an island or being, a hermit, okay? That's definitely coming up here. And with the Tower, it just implies that an old way of being is coming apart now. We have an old way of being for Capricorn that is shifting. So this could definitely look like moving into a new industry, moving in general, or having a different relationship with your community. Okay, let's talk about your week-to-week Capricorns. Week number 1, you got the Two of Swords, rooted down by Five of Cups. I cannot get away from those cards this month. A lot of us are on guard. A lot of us are looking at the bad stuff. A lot of us are, afraid to accept the unknown into our lives. And we have maybe the proof of what accepting the unknown before gave us at our feet. And we don't like what that looks like. So this is kind of a difficulty of this time where we need to accept the unknown. It's all planets direct, right? It's not just another day at the office. It's not. We need to work with the unknown here to some extent, and we got to face some of these fears. So try to face a fear in the first week and try to open up and take off this blindfold and trust your sort of internal processing to be a good enough structure in your life to choose rather than just blocking off everything. Okay. Week number 2, the Moon rooted down by Three of Cups. I feel like some of you need to date, or some of you need to get back out there. If you've been single forever, if you've been doing everything on your own, I feel that you need more help from other people in your lives. And I feel like there's even a little bit of an illusion at play here of self-reliance or independence being the best thing, or, not having to live with another person, not having to, put up with the needs of another person, resulting, for example, in more time devoted to your business or more money, or there's some kind of false illusion around independence here. And you need more community support during this time. I feel like you're seeing some of the negative results of being an island, with the Hermit and the Five of Cups and the Tower coming up in your reading. It's all of these cards, Two of Swords, Eight of Swords. This is, to me, looks like the hardships of trying to do too much oneself. Okay. So second week, try to even make new friends or just talk to people. I feel like people want to talk to you and they want to be in a nice space with you like that. So week 3, you've got the Eight of Swords rooted down by the Knight of Wands. Creative solutions will break down your confinements. Okay, we don't need to spend that much time worrying about, how we have surrounded ourselves. You have the two blindfolded cards here as well, Two of Swords and the Eight of Swords. You're not looking at something, you're not seeing something for what it is. You're guarding yourself and confining yourself to feel safe. Okay. And then there's with Knight of Wands and the Tower, it's going to be like an explosive kind of breaking out of these confinements. Okay. And that's going to start in the 4th week, the Tower rooted down by the Hermit. This self-reliant process has taught you a lot, but it's going to have to kind of give way to more help and assistance from other people. Okay. It's going to have to open up to maybe a bit less self-reliance and more mutual connection that is beneficial for everybody in your life. And I would also expect with that combination in the fourth week, it might be a big change in who you think you are, like a self-perception, self-identity could really cave and be replaced by another sort of self-identification process. So it's an identity crisis here, maybe. And I always say about identity crises, what a blessing those are to have. Wow, we can really start to get things right, can't we? Anyway, let's talk more about that in your extended reading on Patreon Capricorns. I will link that below and in the center of your screen. We'll get a central theme, 2 supporting themes, and we'll talk more about transcending this identity crisis. Much love. Let's do that reading. Bye.